This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
When you're a little kid, it's easy to make friends, isn't it? You just walk up to someone and say, do you want to be my friend?
It is amazing you can roll out that line.
Isn't it?
Would
Yeah.
you like to play with me?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. And
So
they're like,
cute.
okay. And then that's it. They move on with life and they're best friends forever.
Yeah.
So I heard this tragic tale of a couple that moved to a country town, a coastal country town. And it's one of those places where you go, what a great lifestyle. That would be, I would love to live there. And the reason they moved there was the husband's a teacher and he got a job down there. So working at a school, and they've got kids. So the kids are at school. And the poor girl is like feeling a bit isolated because she doesn't know anybody. So they didn't know anybody in this town before they moved there. And so she's like, all right, I'm going to have to work really hard to make some friends. I want to make some friends. And so she thought the school community, great way to do that. So she was sort of, and because her husband's working there as well, that made sense. And she thought, okay, I'll be able to make friends with other mums at the school.
Yeah, of course.
So, and she was talking to a few here and there and sort of, hi, how you going? Oh, this is her mum and all this sort of stuff. And then one day she was having a really nice chat with this other mum, and she said to her, hey, do you want to catch up for a coffee sometime? And, maybe we can hang out or whatever. And this other woman said, oh, no, thanks. I've already got enough friends. Can you imagine a more brutal shutdown when you are trying to just reach out and befriend a few people? And she wasn't asking much, a cup of coffee.
How would you like to catch up for a cup of coffee?
But you could say, I'm a bit busy. I'm a little bit busy. But the fact that it's not an option ever.
That's right.
My roster's full.
Not now and not ever.
It's not a basketball team.
Because I have enough friends.
That's brutal.
Isn't it?
What'd she say back?
Okay. What would you say?
Oh, you just cry.
Yeah.
You just,
I'd say you're not
You just
Not
go
into
home.
coffee,
It's like, okay, I guess I'm just never going to have a friend in this town, and we'll just see it out until my husband needs to move to a different school. I don't know.
She sounds like she wouldn't have been a good friend anyway.
Well, that's true, Ross, but still.
But
also,
maybe she's right. Maybe she just had a full roster.
what's the number where you cut off?
5?
5?
I reckon I've got 5 or less.
Oh.
See, that's a bit.
Do you want to have coffee later, Nat?
She's busy.
I'm having coffee now. Sorry, Ross.
Oh, that's brutal,
I just think that is just such a brutal shutdown. Nat's in Freo. Hello.
Hello, how are you today?
Hi, Nat.
Does this story strike a chord?
Yes, it absolutely did. So I had a school mum tell me that in the circle of influence, I was on the outer circle and that I would never make it to the inner circle.
Oh, my God!
So, and I was like, I'm not asking for a commitment here. I'm just sort of saying, let's go for a coffee. And she's like, yeah, that's really sweet. But unfortunately, unless, someone moves into state or, says they can't turn up to something, we may consider you then.
Oh.
However, you will be on the outer circle until that point.
Oh, my God. Actually, not even a joke. That's, funny from the...
No,
that could be a
serious.
skit, for a comedy show
This is
now.
like grown-up Mean Girls. That's what it is.
I
That's
started
ridiculous.
laughing,
Yeah.
and this person had a straight face, and I was like, "Oh, is that a? Oh, sorry, I thought that was a joke."
And she's like, you've just moved
no.
another ring out.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, my God, Natalie.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we have to ask, though, Nat, what's wrong with you?
Look, I'm just quirky, and I'm autistic, ADHD, so a little bit hectic. But you know what? I'm one of the most loyal people
Yes.
that you could ever have in your life. So.
Yes.
Well, that's good, but you're on the outer circle.
Yeah, still in the outer
So
circle.
we'll
forever.
call you when we need another one.
Forever on the fringes. Oh, Nat, that's so brutal. Thank you. Beck's in Yokine. Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Beck.
Beck. Now, does this story strike a chord with you too?
Yes, it does. So in primary school, the kids used to go play in the playground after school.
Yeah.
So a group of mums and I just kind of sat with our, watching our kids, and we made friends. And then we were like, well, we should bring in some of the other primary school parents. So I went up to one parent and said, would you like to come join us? And she said, I have no interest in being part of your clique.
It's like high school. What is going on?
So did she think that you guys were being too exclusive and therefore she'd already decided she didn't want to be a part of it? Is that what?
She didn't want to be a part of it, yep.
Whereas really it was just kind of a loose gathering and you thought, let's invite other
It's
people in.
hilarious.
Yeah, and then in year 6, she acted like she hadn't met me before and was like, "Oh, hi, I don't know who you are." And it's like we've been at school for 6 years now. So
It really is going back to high school stuff.
Not even. Like, I never had any of that stuff in high school.
Yeah.
That's crazy. These are grown women.
This
What are
is
you
hilarious.
doing? Oh, amazing. Thanks, everybody.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
We're welcoming back an old friend. We know him as the old social media guy. For a while, the world knew him as 100% That Tim. These days, he goes by Tim Collins. Here's a little taste of what you can find on his social channels.
This is a public service announcement by him.
Just jumping on really quickly to say, remember to educate moron piece of It's not that hard. Amazing. Thank you so much. Have a good day, guys.
Welcome, Timmy.
Tim Collins, welcome back.
Back to my roots.
I know, that's
Absolutely.
right.
Stomping ground.
Tim, this is amazing to see you, and we followed your career. Often we talk about the people who've left us and gone on to bigger and better things, and we mention you all the time, right?
Oh,
And when you're in the sharing offices with all of us and being a part of the show, you started forging your way into Instagram and TikTok, and doing your own stuff. And there was a couple of times where you just started getting a couple of bucks here and there, and then you decided, I'm going to go for this. How nerve-wracking was that?
It was like scary because, like, you know, I worked in radio for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And I had like a consistent income. So
Yeah.
I was going into the unknown. But I just took the risk. I was like, I think I'd had like 1 or 2, you know, brand deals and, you know, it didn't pay me very much. But I was like, I'm going to quit my job, leave my full-time job and become a content creator. And
yes. And you
Yeah, I've
did.
landed on my
You
feet,
worked
so
in
that's good.
retail for part-time retail for a while, just to pay the rent, and also
Yes.
give you a source of lots of material.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Every time I came in to see you at Converse, you were never there.
Oh, I know. They would always say, "Oh my God, Sean from Nova's coming to see you," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah,
We're-
for a
we're
discount,
friends."
obviously. When you started with us, I recall, you had about 6,000 Instagram followers.
Yep.
You now have 668,000.
Which is so crazy. I'm like, oh my God, like people.
And what
like
is it
me,
on,
what the hell?
on TikTok? What are you on TikTok?
I don't really check my numbers, but like 700,000.
And your videos routinely get more than 1 million views. Routinely.
It honestly is insane. Like sometimes I'm like, holy moly, like what? You know?
Holy moly.
Thank you for not swearing.
Blows my mind. I know.
Yeah.
What's the average day in the life of a content creator?
You know, I wake up, have a coffee.
Wait, when are you waking
Well, you
up?
have to. You're filming it, obviously.
No alarm, right?
Absolutely. No. Oh, you know, nah. I mean, I'm my boss, so that's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
kind of fun.
Yep.
You've had some really good opportunities recently. I was just saying that you're in the UK. Were you in Bali recently as
I was
well?
in Bali,
So do
yep.
people fly you there?
Yeah.
Tell us.
So,
Go to the UK first and then...
well, UK's coming up. but
Oh, it's
I
coming
went
up,
to,
okay.
Where did I go? Japan and South Korea. So
Oh,
I
that's
went
right, yes.
over to work with Klook, a travel company.
Yes.
And they sent me over to go and just explore Japan and South Korea and have experiences and then just make videos while I was there.
So
and
good.
Do they
Which is
give
unreal.
you money to spend, or do you have to keep receipts? Like, well, you know,
Oh, yeah, to claim
at
back
work,
on your tax.
and claim it back.
Yes, receipts. So
And
no.
Is that a paid opportunity, or are they just covering your costs to go there?
paid and covered the cost.
So you get a free holiday and you get paid to do it. To do it, yes. I know.
I know. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, what is my life? Like, I literally can't
No,
believe it,
and you
but-
did the whole thing dressed as Carol.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I definitely packed more wigs than I did own my own.
So if you're not
clothes.
familiar with Tim's work, he varies broadly, really, doesn't it? You have quite the range. So there is Carol from The Office. You know Carol from The Office.
yeah.
She's the one who's complaining about everyone, and she happens to wear a neck brace.
Yes.
And have a little bit of an erotic frisson with Rod.
From IT.
From
Yes.
IT.
Oh my God, you're up with that. I love it.
Was Rod based on anybody?
Look, I don't want to confirm nor deny, but maybe there was some inspiration in this building.
I'm worried about who Carol is then. Is
I know
Carol
who
from
she
this
is.
building? And of course, the great characters like that, you're famous for doing a Triple J announcer as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Timmy Turtleneck?
Yes.
yeah.
Give us a bit.
Okay. You're listening to Triple J. Hey, it's Timmy Turtleneck taking you through your Saturday afternoon. Hope it's a goodie. Gonna play you a brand new track from a band blowing up right now in Byron Bay. They're a deep house, neo soul, smooth jazz reggae band. Gonna play that for you right after this one.
I'd laugh, but I've seen him have a go at commercial announcers. I reckon you got from me.
Oh, no, I literally was on a podcast and they asked me to do my Triple J impression, and then they're like, "Oh, you worked in radio?" And I was like, "Yeah, commercial radio." And they're like, "Give us like an impression of a commercial radio announcer." And I was like, "Well, I worked at Nova with this guy named Ross." So, G'day, it is Ross with you on Nova.
That's it. Well
Fresh
done.
hits and throwbacks.
Nailed it.
That hurts.
Absolutely
That
nailed it.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Now, apparently it happened before Easter, the actual offence, and there's some proceedings before court, but the relevant party has pled not guilty to the offence.
Okay.
But the offence is this. This is why it piqued my interest.
Right.
Assault, bad. We don't condone assault if that's
Absolutely,
so that's what's happened.
Yes.
Assault with a wheel of cheese.
I condone that. I condone that.
Now, you just go, like, was there no grader available? Like
Was it Speedy Gonzales?
So it happened apparently at a IGA in
Straight away,
Stirling.
can I
Is
say-
I would have
that-
thought a
was gonna say,
continental
the
deli.
interest in the parties, the interest in this story is quite high now because we're not talking about craft singles, we're talking about wheel
No,
of cheese.
wheel
This
of
is
cheese.
the next step of money. This is that. Some people never
Yes.
buy a wheel of cheese. I never bought a wheel of cheese.
Can't afford it.
No, but maybe they didn't buy it. Maybe they just picked it up in the shop. I don't know the scenario.
Well, I think the people that are shopping a wheel of cheese shop, they're shopping in a better place than the places that don't have wheels of cheese.
Wheel of cheese. It's pretty hectic.
It's wheel of cheese. You're paying wheel of cheese prices. You are.
Have you ever been assaulted with food?
Wait, let's go to the assault first. What did he do? Did he just grab it like a pan and smack him over the head with it? Did he roll
we
it
don't
towards him?
know. And he's pled not guilty, so according to him, he didn't.
Right.
Right.
I suppose you just look for the head mark in the wheel of cheese.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to defend yourself against a wheel of cheese, and that's with a CC or
Yeah.
possibly a Jats cracker.
Yeah,
And that's easy to
Yeah.
defend.
Yeah.
I years ago, back in the day when I had a relationship once,
Wow, okay.
crazy.
How were those
Anyway,
dinosaurs roaming
this person
around?
had moved into my place without telling me and did it as a surprise. Like, ta-da.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, what? Anyway, so then that just happened. And then, when shocking relationship things like that happen and you feel like you have no authorship over the situation, even though you're in it, you just let it happen to you.
Yeah.
We've all been there. So that was going on anyway. And then we're arguing a lot because I didn't want you to live here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yet it wasn't a thing that we'd bring up. It was this elephant in the room.
So you had no conversations about it.
And then just things were bubbling. And then one day he turns and he grabs a loaf of bread and he throws it at my head. And I went off my brain because I said, "That's the toasty slices!" That could have taken off my head.
They could have toasted you.
Yeah, and it skimmed my face, the loaf of bread. And it was like a hard loaf.
Like a crusty
It
loaf.
wasn't a topsy, was it?
It wasn't tip-top
tip-top.
white.
This is
Wasn't Wonder White.
Wasn't Wonder White. Nelly would have been a
No.
pillow at my head.
No. It was, money.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Can be dangerous.
Yeah.
Mate.
All right, we just want to know, has
Large cucumber knife.
No, those I can handle.
See how I'm looking into your eyes?
I know you are.
so there's a case before the courts,
Yep.
so we can't comment on the guilt. This is an alleged crime, but the allegation is that there was an assault with a wheel of cheese.
Now, thinking about it, I would have used a expensive Parmesan because they come in those hard,
Yes.
sharp, pointy blocks.
Yes.
That to me is more knife-like. That to me will get the job done.
It will. It will. If I'm coming at you with camembert, that's not doing
Camembert, Sean,
anything.
it's like, oh my God, what are you going to do? Smother me with a light pillow?
We want to know if food has been used as a weapon. Louise, hello.
Good morning, guys.
Hi,
Welcome
Louise.
back,
Hello.
Nathan.
Thank you, Louise.
What happened, Louise?
Well, I used to work in the city and I used to get off at McIver Station.
Yes.
And there was a lovely local lady that frequented the area. And I don't know whether or not she visited a soup kitchen.
Oh.
And then I don't know whether she didn't like the item or not, but I must have glanced at her at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And it was an open can of the tomato and onion tuna.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, cat
Yeah,
food.
and she managed to have a really good throw, and she got it about 10 metres or so.
Oh, yeah.
And she hit the back of my my black slacks for work. And it was
No.
a cat. And then I had to walk into work and go up the glass lift with everybody, smelling like tuna.
And then doesn't everyone go, "Did you smell fish?"
Louise smells like tuna.
That's not good.
Did you have cats following you around all day?
Yeah, and I had to obviously. I did. I explained to everyone in the lift what had happened.
Yes.
I didn't want them thinking I felt like that. And and then the girls at work were so good. They're like, "Let's get you some soap. Let's get you some towels and try and clean it off." But I had to stay in those pants all day.
I was going to say, because if they took your pants, what were you doing?
Yes, then he's running around in your knickers.
No, she can't get up from her desk.
That's funny.
Don't use tuna as a weapon. That's mean.
Oh, that is mean.
Thanks, Louise. Candace, hello. What was used as a weapon? Talk to us.
It was a bottle of milk. So back in my checkout operator days, back in the day, these two people, they were just arguing. I can't remember the exact details, but they were arguing over something while they were waiting for their stuff to be scanned through the checkout.
Yeah.
And then the next minute, this guy just opens his 2-litre bottle of milk and pours it all over this lady.
He did
and
it.
We just stood there and we were just like, what just happened? And he just walked off and we're like, what?
Oh, okay, so was the milk branded, or was it the supermarket brand?
I can't remember. I think it was a 2-litre plastic bottle of milk, and he just opened it up and just
poured it on her
over
head.
her head.
Were
And
they
then just
together?
Were they
ran
strangers?
down her.
Did they know one another?
They
Were
were strangers.
They were strangers.
Perfect strangers. Yeah, didn't know each other.
And then walked off. So what about the groceries?
And then
All of
just
that was
walked
just
off.
sitting there.
Yeah, he only had a few things. It was the express lane, but yeah. He
Now,
just
what
walked
happened?
off and this
Did
poor
everything
lady-
turn into slow motion and she flicked her hair back and became all sexy, or was she shocked?
Was she lactose intolerant? There's a lot to ask.
But she just stood there like, what just happened? And we were all just in shock. And everyone just was like, what? And then, we got her paper towels and cleaned her up. But
Luckily, at the time, Sean, she was buying a big packet of Weet-Bix. So breakfast was done.
Yeah, just mopped her up.
Thanks, Candace. Adam's in Caversham. Hello. What happened?
Oh, it's going back probably about 10 or so years ago. Me and my wife just moved into our brand new house. Anyway, we had some leftover hamburgers from the night before. And I said, oh, look, I'll just go have a shower. And I said, what are we going to have for dinner? She goes, I'll just knock the burgers together. I said, yeah, no dramas. I said, look, put a bit of salad in and make them a little bit fancy.
Oh, you need the deluxe, are we? Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I wanted full gourmet, no mucking around.
I'm picking up.
And she said, yeah, no worries, all good. So anyway, I got out the shower and she serves me the burger. So I sat down at the table and it's just the bun, the patty, a bit of cheese, and just a squirt of sauce.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I looked at her and I was like, what is this? I'm not a child.
I'm not a child.
Did the sauce make a smiley face?
It was just, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, where's the salad? Where's the tomato? And
You clearly asked for deluxe. I heard it.
I heard it.
I did. I asked for a deluxe gourmet burger, and we just went back and forth with this argument. Anyway, kitchen sort of runs in line with our dining table. Next, this burger just goes whizzing past my head. And I'm just like, you are not serious. I just turn around and she's just like standing there with this like real angry look on her face looking at me. I look behind me and there is just sauce and crap all over the brand new line.
Can I tell you though, guys, this is history. This is the first known case of a smashed patty. And then it became a thing, Sean.
The dog was so scared. Like, he must have realised that he's just done something wrong. He didn't even eat it off the floor.
That's how scared he was.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.